The conflict in Iraq and ongoing battle between Israel and Palestine have sparked heated debates on Canada's campuses. Tonight, we bring you an inside look at the growing strife at York University in Toronto. A recent controversy over the use of a yellow Star of David by a pro-Palestinian group has led to charges of anti-Semitism. Groups on both sides of the issue are blaming the administration's lack of action for increased tensions. A student filmmaker supplied us with this footage from a documentary still in production. His access to the situation provides us with a unique look at the growing animosity at one of Canada's universities.
Jewish people generally, visibly Jewish people, should have caution walking around this campus. There are people who do not like Jews, and if they have the opportunity, will do it. Will do something to them, to hurt them. Jewish people should feel cautious.
When people are discussing the rise of anti-Semitism on this campus, I think that it's not just beyond blown up out of proportion. I think that it's becoming false.
It's a sign that Jews for Shalom is used. It's an Israeli group. For Shalom is an Israeli group.
I wouldn't recommend this school to people to Jewish students who are pro-Israel and want to speak out to attend this school.
If you want to bring up Israel on this campus, you better be afraid. And if you're a Jew bringing up Israel, you're in trouble. If you're a non-Jew bringing up Israel, they'll take you aside and try to talk to you for 20 minutes, trying to convince you otherwise. If you're a Jew, you can see it in their eyes. And there's not all of them. When I say there's individuals. There's some who you can talk to who are moderates, who disagree, shake hands at the end, and they walk away. There are others who, after a minute, call you a racist and a liar and a Zionist pig. It's a new buzzword instead of dirty Jew.
Okay, everybody listen. This is just another way to slow us down. They see numbers, they see that we're going somewhere, so they want to slow us down. Shame! But let's not stop doing what we're doing. We should keep going into the university, speaking to students and letting them know what happened.
We set up our recruitment table, around 10:30 in the morning for the Canadian Alliance Association at York.
I was basically in Very Hall by the time these things was happening at the end of Very Link, right?
Then around 11:15, the protesters came through the hallway, came from Barry Hall, beating their drum. They saw that we had a big American flag next to a Canadian flag that was hung next to our table.
I seen an American flag get grabbed. I seen kind of like a little commotion. I went over.
No, I saw Yaakov Roth in the hall, and his papers were all over the floor, and he was all upset.
Two members of the Young Alliance Party, or the Canadian Alliance Party, had antagonized and grabbed someone's flag.
A girl came over and ran to our table, tried to push the table over, took all of our papers and threw them on the floor. I had to hold her back. That was when Yaakov was assaulted.
Someone else grabbed the American flag, at which point someone from the table obviously stepped up, and then somebody ended up pushing that person, and then things were broken up.
They should not have been allowed to do this. They have been violent before, same people, over and over again it happens, and it's just unacceptable. The university is private property. They don't have a right to come marching through here with drums.
You flying this in solidarity with the American flag are disrespecting Iraqi civilians, are disrespecting little innocent kids.
I'm not interested in the political message. What are you interested in? What are you interested in? I'm interested what the? Listen, man, you talk about freedom. This is freedom.
I don't think it's specific to York. There was an incident at Kingston last week. There's incidents all over the country. And the idea that a university like York, which is a citadel of ideas and has always been vigorous in its debate, would be isolated from that is not realistic.
You're acting like a smart ass. Did we do anything to you?
No.
Yo, when you guys have your demonstrations, we leave you alone.
No, you come and fly American
okay,
flags.
but we don't touch your things.
You come and fly American
We don't
flags.
touch your things.
Listen, millions of people are about to die.
Look,
people are dying. I admit I'm emotional.
No.
I'm over emotional because people are dying.
I'm not saying I'm disagreeing with you.
You're throwing it in the face of people.
All of our actions have been peaceful. However, the confrontation that happens, and I'm giving a neutral opinion, is because it seems that the YZP's policy has been to provoke us.
There are certain people on campus who we can have great discussions with, great debates. Other people crowd around and listen. They learn something. Maybe we learn something. Everybody involved is enriched by it. There are others on campus who do not want to have a civilized discussion. They don't want to allow other perspectives to be voiced.
So we hold a peace rally, and then they're there distributing pro-war leaflets. That's coming from an unknown student group on campus. We escalated the whole anti-war movement on campus in the past few weeks, and yet every week we see their table out with a big American flag.
Somebody comes up to me and says that an American flag makes her emotions run high. A Palestinian flag makes my emotions run high. Does she take it down? No. Should I take it down? No. And then I get called a bitch.
We're asking all of you, okay, is to make it your mission today to keep the peace here. We've asked for the music to be turned off. The event is going to continue for a while.
It's actually funny. It reminds me of a story my grandmother told me about Nazi Germany when they started telling you have to shut things off. It starts with the music, then it starts with the language, and then they put you in a cage and they don't let you say anything ever. This is a university. I'm disgustingly offended that these people defending democracy, anti-war, peace-loving people don't believe in free speech. If you disagree, disagree.
I think the administration is right from the top. I think they want their own Concordia. I think they want their own violence so they can silence everything that's been happening this year, because it's been, to our testament, an absolute success.
We're a university that's a place for ideas and learning and people growing, but what we're asking all of the communities is, through the Interfaith Council and through many other debates and forums, is to exchange views in a human way. And if you can't discuss it at York, and if you can't discuss it in Canada, which country are you going to discuss it in?
I think it's ridiculous for a university to never take a stance, never take responsibility, and then to say, we're not concerned about what happened. Next year, we're going to have a policeman come and talk about hate literature. That doesn't solve anything.
I don't want to see the administration here do what the administration in Concordia did, right? And impose a moratorium on these things being discussed, impose a moratorium on politics in general.
The university is a zone for free speech, absolutely. It imposes responsibility on everyone's part.
They haven't done anything. And frankly, I'm glad that these are my last 2 weeks in York University and that I never have to come back here or talk to these ignorant and irresponsible people in administration.